We had an unplanned AEW title change following a scary botch at Dynamite Grand Slam, plus a major title match we have spoilers for from AEW Rampage, and WWE have announced a major international event. It's all in the Cultaholic Wrestling news right now. And in fact, that story we're doing right now. WWE in the last hour or so have indeed announced a major international event. The press release goes as follows.
WWE, in partnership with the Western Australian government through Tourism Western Australia, today announced its long-awaited return to Australia for a globally televised premium live event, WWE Elimination Chamber. Perth will take place at Optus Stadium in Perth, Western Australia, on Saturday, February 24th, 2024. This will mark WWE's first event in Australia since 2018 and the only PLE in the Asia Pacific region in 2024.
And it's called Elimination Chamber Perth.
Wow. Huh.
So they're chucking the name of the place in the title of the pay-per-view.
Okay.
Which is a bit different.
It is a little bit different.
Yeah, so this is the first time WWE have been towards Australia.
Super Showdown?
Super Showdown.
2018, yeah.
Undertaker Triple H in that in a main event that definitely happened. So Rhea Ripley wasn't on Raw this past Monday, apparently, selling the injury from Nia Jax.
Yes.
In truth, she's been in Oz, doing a lot of prep for this particular piece.
That's very cool.
Commenting on the historic announcement, Rhea Ripley has said, "I am beyond proud to represent Australia every time I step inside a WWE ring and bring a premium live event to Perth. It's a dream come true. Get ready, Australia, because Mummy is coming home."
Woo!
Rhea Ripley to main event that show. Surely.
I think so, surely. I think Grayson Waller to play quite a big role in it as well.
Put Waller in the chamber?
Yep. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's a great shout, to be honest.
Or do we get Grayson Waller, John Cena one-on-one?
That would also be pretty tremendous. You, not you, but
me,
Grayson Waller, hailing from Australia. Imagine that, a huge moment for him, John Cena in Australia. That would be insane. That would be so cool for him.
The Optus Stadium in Perth is a fantastic venue.
I've heard a lot of people say it's like a really beautiful stadium.
Gorgeous stadium it is. And pretty much everybody's played there. From U2, Eminem, Ed Sheeran, the Chili's, Coldplay. The Australian Football League Grand Final took place there as well, among many other things. It's a beautiful venue. I'm really up for seeing it. I know the Aussie crowds are going to be amazing.
Oh yeah, for sure.
They've been dying for some proper WWE stuff for a while.
And we love the international shows now, don't we? The crowd always go all out for one of these events.
All out AEW.
No, it is, but they put everything into being at these shows and projecting, obviously, their feelings and everything. It makes it so wonderful. And if it's anything like, Sami Zayn in Montreal this year, it was this year, wasn't it? Yes. Oh my goodness. If it's anything like that in Perth, in Australia, it's going to be delightful.
It's going to be a very, very good time. Now, last night, Arthur Ashe Stadium hosted Dynamite Grand Slam, and mixed emotions coming out of last night. Bittersweet in many parts. We'll talk about some of the highlights from it, and some of the tough moments as well. So, Jon Moxley is no longer AEW International Champion in a match against Phoenix last night. It didn't seem to go according to plan. So you pointed this out before I did. I think it all started with that dive outside the ring.
I think something happened. So towards the beginning of the match, Moxley and Phoenix are having a little bit of a tussle on the ramp. Phoenix does a huge senton dive off the ramp onto Moxley on the floor. And from then on, Moxley just seems a little bit rocked. Even commentary say he looks a little bit glassy-eyed. Phoenix tries to pick him up a few times and he drops down in not in sort of like a scripted way, more like something has perhaps gone a little bit wrong here. It might have rocked Moxley a little bit.
Later in the match, Rey Fenix lands a black fire driver, and the landing is ugly. It doesn't seem to go according to plan at all, because you see that Moxley's head really spikes the canvas off that Black Thunder driver, and he just lies there. It seems like he tries to communicate something to the referee, and something is missed. It's a communication breakdown because Phoenix goes for the cover, and Moxley doesn't kick out, but the ref doesn't count the 3.
No, he's like checking his shoulder, trying to be like, "Oh, is your shoulder up there, Moxley?" Moxley's a bit like, "Nah, just count the 3, please."
And then what's the best thing to do when someone's been dropped on their head?
Well, let's just do it again.
Let's do it again. Oh, God. So Phoenix does a second Blackfire driver, and this one is what keeps Moxley down. Now the message has come through. Moxley stays down for the 3. Phoenix is your new AEW International Champion. I don't think the title was supposed to change last night, and Fightful Select have said when it comes to that, the finish of the match was indeed altered as a result of that botched spot. Brian Alvarez sharing on X that Moxley was hurt in the Phoenix match, hence the unplanned finish. He's okay though, and it was later revealed by PW Insider that Moxley may have suffered a concussion as a result of that. So I think Moxley was sort of trying to do the thing where he goes, "Look, I think I'm legit hurt. Let's get this done, and figure everything out afterwards." It's the second time this year where a new champion has been crowned unexpectedly as a result of injury. We saw it with Mercedes Moné and Willow Nightingale.
Of course, yeah.
And now we've seen it again here with Moxley and Ray Phoenix.
Oh, I hope he's well, obviously, there Brian Alvarez saying he's okay, but I do hope he's okay. Obviously, I think Moxley was supposed to hold that title for quite a long time.
Yeah.
And obviously traveled the world defending it as well. But this is an unfortunate circumstance here. But yeah, sending nothing but the best to Jon Moxley.
It wasn't the end of the injury woes at Dynamite Grand Slam last night. We've had it was an uncomfortable night for Adam Cole as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, so during the main event, which was MJF and Samoa Joe, Adam Cole comes down the rampway to support MJF, and it's that bloody rampway, Tom. He jumps off the rampway, and it looks like he must have rolled his ankle or something. He injured his ankle in the process, at least. Anyway, Cole was seen hobbling for the remainder of the show. Fightful Select, however, they add, we're told he was in obvious pain backstage, and he was taken to the hospital. He's since left and was seen on crutches. It is unknown at this point, though, the nature of Cole's injury.
The fact that he was on crutches, I think, has concerned a lot of people.
Yeah.
We're in the middle of, one of AEW's most intricate, most intriguing storylines with him and MJF. The idea of Cole getting injured partway through it, I think, is really worrying.
Yes.
The school of thought could be that if it is an ankle injury, very much like we saw with Vikingo at the ROH tapings, whereby he landed awkwardly off a dive and hurt his hip, and he was seen in a wheelchair like an hour or so later. It's more just a case of, right, let's start the rehab immediately.
Immediately, yeah.
Yeah, so come off the ankle completely, and so we haven't heard anything yet that says that Adam Cole will need to take any substantial time off. But of course, when we know more, we will let you know more. It'd be a devastating turn of events if that is the case, because you know what? It does show you it shows you the breadth of how wrestlers get hurt on a show like this. You had Moxley with a pile driver-esque move that didn't quite go according to plan. But then also you just had Adam Cole jumping off a ramp.
It's an accident, isn't it?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, it's such a shame, especially when this storyline is so hot at the moment. And I feel like AEW is quite hot at the moment too, sort of coming off the back of All In and sort of rallying towards it. It feels like big moments for the company, at least. Anyway.
I think it's a funny one. When I would say there certainly is a lot of momentum there, but I think the big talking point with AEW away from the actual wrestling is some of the ticket sales and stuff domestically aren't great. Internationally, I think there is a hunger for wrestling, and AEW provided it in spades. Whatever we argue about when it comes to the number for All In, it's still a really good number for All In. It shows there is a passion for that product internationally. Domestically, that's not the case. So they're keen to keep some momentum going out of Arthur Ashe, and it'd be devastating if that's a turn of events. But of course, we will keep on top of it here at Cultaholic.com. There was one title change that was planned, that went according to plan, and I tell you what, New York loved it, Andrew. Tell us what happened.
Sure did. Eddie Kingston finally defeated Claudio Castagnoli in the opening match of Grand Slam, a match that was obviously designed to permanently end their long-standing rivalry. Not only with Eddie's win, not only with the win, did Eddie retain his New Japan Strong title, but in the process, he won the ROH World title from Claudio too. He received a huge ovation following his intense grudge match with Claudio, a rivalry that obviously, as we all know now, spans decades and multiple promotions too. Post-match as well, Eddie dedicated his win to Xavier, the second ever Ring of Honor World Champion who passed away a few years back.
I thought that was a really class move.
Yes.
Watch the video. Eddie genuinely is over the moon with what's happened. He talks about how he's grown up in the years that he's rivaled with Claudio Castagnoli. He dedicates it, as you say, to Xavier, and then it's like, I need to go find my mum and dad.
Yeah.
We're done here, I'm going to go find mum and dad. Like, oh.
Just a genuine dude. And I love it
Very
so much,
real.
and he deserves it so much as well. I think there's been a lot of times where Eddie's been put into these top sort of title pictures and everything, and obviously comes up short. And it feels like a running theme for Eddie Kingston is that he always comes up short. So I'm very, very happy that he won this, and hopefully it's a tremendous reign as well for him.
Some Rampage spoilers for you. If you don't want to hear them, this is the point where we sign off and say, Keys.
Oh, love you, bye.
So Rampage Grand Slam took place, and we have brand spanking new ROH 6-man tag team champions. Mogul Embassy were dethroned by Hangman Page and the Young Bucks.
Oh, okay.
Interesting combo there. So Page has been getting into it with Swerve as of late. Swerve keen to take Hangman Page's spot, so this is another wrinkle in that storyline where Hangman and his mates have taken some of the gold from Mogul Embassy.
Yeah, I see this in sort of two ways. I was thinking about this, Tom, when I saw this story. I was like, obviously, I think it's a good thing in some ways to have sort of the bigger AEW stars hold these titles, because it feels like Ring of Honor perhaps is kind of a bit of a dip. Sort of, you know what I mean? It doesn't feel as big as perhaps what maybe it should do. So to have these stars hold these titles and maybe put them, on AEW TV to sort of bring a little bit more star power and a little bit more eyes to the Ring of Honor product is a good idea. However, for the longest time on the news, we were talking about how it feels like there's too many titles on AEW TV, therefore we have Ring of Honor now for a reason where you can have these titles over there. So it's a bit of a weird one. I'm in two minds almost.
Yeah, I think that was a big complaint I had for a long time, was there was just too many people all around there. I see what they're doing with Ring of Honor. It's similar to what WWE do with NXT. You've got Becky Lynch as the NXT Women's Champion right now. She's a main roster star. You've had teams like the New Day hold the NXT tag titles, and it's just a way of putting new eyes on that product. So I think having Bucks and Page on some ROH TV shows, I think it's something to maybe bring some eyes over that way.
Yeah.
So there's a strategy to it, but it's never something I want to see happen on the all the time and on the regular. Yeah. Because otherwise you've just got loads of belts.
You do. And as long as it puts someone over that deserves it as well on Ring of Honor too, that's always a good thing as well.
That's certainly it. And we'll have the latest wrestling news throughout the day, as always, at cultaholic.com. Case.
I love you, bye.